Hey, what is up guys, Seth here, back again with some of the newest stuff to hit the Yu-Gi-Oh meta. So what are we focusing on today? Well, we're going to be talking about the new Batteryman 9 volts. He has changed the way that the entire OCG can play right now. You see, with Shadows at the moment, they seem to be really doing well. I'm not saying that they're amazing, but they really do change the way the game is played. It really does affect people with their special summons, prevents all the XYZ spam and things, and it really does kind of limit the game and its prospects. However, when you only get one special summon per turn from Midrash, other decks will come along that don't need special summonings, such as this deck, which involves all the Hunders, which will enable you to extra normal summon in a turn. That's why Evil Swarms are still a very good deck to counter the whole Shadows. It's because Ophion usually gets summoned from just being normal summoned again, like a second normal summon of an Evil Swarm monster. So any other deck that can just normal summon twice in a turn is very likely to succeed in the OCG. Now, I'm not saying that Shadows are, the be-all and end-all of the game. Of course, the other decks are, proving themselves to be amazing. Still there's Sylvan, still there's Artifacts, still there's Chronomalies and things like that. All these decks are very good. But the point is that if we're going to go into a format where people will be limiting the amount that you can special summon, it's a good idea to work with what you've got. And in this case, this one card can change an entire deck. It can make a deck so broken that it doesn't even matter how bad it was to begin with. Batterymans have not been seeing a lot of play. They had their one turn kill with Infernal Reckless Summon and special summon 3 of those monsters with each would have 3000 attack and you do 9000 direct damage in one turn. It wasn't bad. However, this new way to run the Batteryman is just so good. The Hunders never make you lose hand advantage. You'll always be able to XYZ every single turn. You'll be able to use recycling batteries to add those Thunder type monsters back to your hand. You'll still be able to, add cards, very strong cards, I might add. The Batterymen, the high level Batterymen, are actually very, very broken. Cards like Industrial Strength, where you can special summon it, and it has 2600 attack, and it can pop a monster and a spell at the same time just by tributing one Thunder, or is it banish one Thunder monster from your graveyard, which could be Hunder or Hunder if you want. All these cards really synergize well with the deck, and it makes it so broken, especially with the fact that 9 volts has 1000 attack. So it dodges Bottomless Trap Hole, and then it increases its attack to 2000. On top of that, it has the effect to add a card to the hand. That's really great when you consider the fact that whenever it's summoned, it can be special summoned, it can be normal summoned. As long as it gets summoned, it will add a card. And the way that I've been using them is with Microcell. And obviously Microcell special summons the 9 volts, but 9 volts will then get his effect to add a Batteryman to the hand before the destruction of the Microcell, and then he'll draw a card. So it's really just so good at the moment, it really is. And the deck has its downsides. I will admit that it can get a little bit cloggy in the hand, and you might not get what you need at the time, but there's always an XYZ to get out of it. Always an XYZ to get out of it. It is very promising to look at. I really do enjoy this deck. I think you guys should really enjoy it as well. And the other thing I want to talk about today, guys, is that I ended up actually making a donation button. The donation button's at the top of the channel, and it will also be in the description for every following video after this one. If you do want to donate to me, it will all be going towards a new PC for this channel. I want to do League videos, I want to do gaming videos, I want to do hidden, Gary's mod, all these things. I still want to do all this, and I want to be entertaining for you guys and just grow as a channel. I really do. And all the money that would be raised, if every single subscriber gave me £1, that would be £1,000 to get a new PC, or $1,000 if you want to look at it that way. It would be $1,000 to do that. That would be so amazing, to just be able to look at my subscriber base and go, thank you to every single one of you, because right now I do this for the enjoyment of it, and I really do enjoy it, guys. Don't get me wrong, it's not about the money, because I'm not making money off of this. And the donation thing, I've been, you know, struggling with this whole idea for months now, because I kind of want to do this by myself. Like I am really a solo person. I like to do things by myself and feel like I don't owe anybody anything. And I don't know, donating just always seemed like one of these things where I don't want to act like I'm begging people for money. It's just like, if you guys want to see more content from me, and you guys can spare some cash to support me, then, you know, just click that donate button, donate to this channel, and then I'll be able to just extend this channel. I'll be able to grow the channel, and that's really what I want to do with it. That's all I want to do, is just expand this channel and get bigger and just be more entertaining to you guys. So, you know, comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Try out this Batteryman deck. Really good. It really is. It's impressive. It's impressed me with how well it can cope with the current meta at the moment. And whilst I've not shown much of the meta, you have to understand one thing, guys. When it comes to the meta on DevPro, people don't run the meta on DevPro. They use it in ranked, or they'll use it in a dueling network. But for DevPro people like to play unrated duels with all these random decks, all these decks that have no right to be in the meta, but they're fun decks. They're good decks to just watch and play against, and try to figure out what your opponent's running, because that's the one thing I like about DevPro, is I never know what my opponent is going to run. I just never. You could be running Crystal Beasts, you could be running Cloudians. There's so many times I've went onto Dueling Network and I've seen the same thing over and over, whether it's an unrated or in rated. In DevPro, every single duel is different. I don't know what I'm going to get. I could end up with Light Swarms, I could end up with Shadows, I could end up with Sylvans. I had a Sylvan duel earlier. It was a good duel. I just didn't expect him to be running half the things that he was running. And I had another duel with Ghost Tricks. I wasn't expecting that either. It's fun to see these decks and see people trying to succeed with all these random techs and different things that just kind of mishmash together and work. It's interesting to watch, guys, and it's always fun to see. And that's why I like to do these replays on DevPro, these recordings, because, you know, Dueling Network can kind of get a bit stale. People kind of use the same decks over and over. They don't really try to build their own decks, or if they do, they build it based on what they've seen already. For DevPro people, I've just seen so many different decks. I've got no doubt that people on DevPro, no offense to people on Dueling Network, are just a little bit more creative, or they just like to run janky things just to see if it works. Just to see if it works. And that's kind of something I respect, is when people run things they don't expect to work, and it might actually work. But there you go. Anyways, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. Share this video as always, and this is Seth punching out.